Hey, my benzo friends. I've had a lot of people ask me if I would retell the story that I told when Scott interviewed me. And I'm happy to do that. So I'm going to make a very quick video just with this story. And I hope that it will bring you comfort. And I hope that if you are having a hard day or a hard night, that you will come back to this video and watch it. And it will comfort you and give you some peace of mind. So this story is not mine. I don't know where it originated, so I apologize to the author that I am sharing your story and I don't know how to credit you. So here goes. Way back in the ancient times, 3 salesmen were on their camels going across the desert. The camels were packed with all the wares that they were going to sell at the bazaar. Every year they went to the bazaar to make enough money to support their families back home. And on this night, the camels are clumping along, but it's storming with wind and a sandstorm comes up and they can't see and they're pulling their robes over their faces. The sand is so horrific and they can hear the camels' hooves clinking. They know they're in a riverbed and they're going along and it just gets worse by the minute. The wind is now just howling. They can barely keep going. And one of the salesmen broke down. He was so frightened and he cried, "God, we need help. Please, we need help." And God sent down an angel, and this beautiful angel appeared before them and said, "I will help you." They were so relieved. You can imagine their relief. "Thank you," they said. The angel said, "I'm going to help you, but I have to tell you right now that you are going to be happy and you're going to be sad." And the salesman thought, what? Of course, we're just going to be happy that you got us out of this mess. So the angel instructs them, get down off of your camel and pick up a rock and put it in your pocket. And they did. They get back on their camels and the angel leads them over the hills and the dunes and out of the storm. And they're up on the crest of a hill and they look down and there's the village. They can see the torches and the fires. That was the bazaar. That's where they needed to go. They thanked the angel. And again, she reminded them. She said, "You are most welcome. But again, I want you to know, you will be happy and you will be sad." So they go down and they make camp. They go to sleep. And the next day they wake up and the 3 of them are putting together their tents and they're getting everything ready to be sold. And one of the salesmen reaches into his pocket and he pulls out the rock and he looks at it. It was this enormous gemstone and he lets out this shriek. "Oh my gosh." And he asked them, "Look in your pockets," and they all do. And each one had a magnificent gemstone. They were rich. That would really cover all their costs for a few years. They were so excited. They couldn't get over it. They were so happy. And then they were sad. They didn't know how to get back to that riverbed. They didn't know where that place was. They couldn't go back, and they had only brought 1 gem with them. And there were thousands of them they could have brought, but they didn't know that in the middle of the storm, there were gems to be found. That, my friend, is the moral of the story. That in the storm, there are gems to be found. Even in benzo withdrawal, there are gems to be found. All it takes is an open heart to look for them. What lessons can I learn right now? What can I, what can I imagine? What are the possibilities here? What can I take out of this horrific challenge? Something good. And I promise you that you can. I wish with my whole heart that I had known this story sooner in my journey to get well. I would have mined a lot more gems. But I'm grateful that I mind the ones that I did, because I can't go back to benzo withdrawal. God, I don't want to go back to benzo withdrawal, but I can't go back. But I know that I did mind some things, and my truth and my gems, they're mine. They're unique to me. Your truths, your gems will be unique to you, but I assure you that you will find them. And they're going to be so gorgeous and so exquisite. My life now is, I don't have language, and I'm an author. I don't have language. I really don't. It is so good. I remember when I first got sober and I would go to AA, and they would talk about this peace and serenity that you would have, and that things that used to baffle you, you would know, how to deal with. But they always talked about this, this serenity. I thought they were all a bit cray-cray. They weren't. And it's not just my sobriety that has brought me to this place of serenity. It's the 4 cornerstones of well-being that I always talk about: the eat right, move enough, the stress less, and the love well. It's all of those things. But it's also just waking up every day with an open heart. And even in the storms, for me to remember, look for the gifts. Because I assure you, my friends, that even in the most challenging times, life is still an exquisitely precious gift. It may not feel like it. There were many times when I no longer wanted to be on the planet, when I was recovering from the benzodiazepine injury that I had. I am so glad that I am still here, because even in the storm, life is precious, and there are gifts in this storm. I truly encourage you to keep an open heart, an open mind, open eyes, and look for the gifts that are in this journey, this challenging journey that you are on right now. Look for the gifts, so that when this journey ends, and it will, we all recover from benzo withdrawal. I don't want you to look back over your shoulder and be sad that you could have learned more. You could have transformed more. You could have grown more. You could have opened your heart more. I want you to be happy, not happy and sad. I want you just to be happy, and I want you to thrive, and I want you to reach your highest potential, because I promise you, after benzo withdrawal, with those 4 cornerstones as the rocket fuel for you on your launch pad, honest to Pete, the sky is the limit. I'm a 63-year-old grandmother, for heaven's sakes. And if I can do and accomplish the things that I'm doing and feel the happiness and the peace and the joy, all this good, yummy stuff at 63, because there's nothing special about me. Yes, I know I have some letters after my name. Yes, I have a doctorate, but those letters after my name, that's not what gave me this. That was education, and I'm grateful and proud of it. I worked hard for it. But it's these 4 cornerstones. It's this lived experience. It's this lived experience. That's what's making all the difference. And if I can do this, my friends, you can do this. And I encourage you to go on that journey. And if you need some help, I'm happy to help. Book a session with me at benzowithdrawalhelp.com. Happy to help you. Till next time, take good care.